G'day guys, how are you? Hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I have yet another movie review. This movie is a crime film from South Korea, Korean language English subs, released in the year 2006, directed by Ha Yu, and this film is called A Dirty Carnival. So A Dirty Carnival starts off with their main character. He's a young gangster. He's made it up in the ranks, so he's well respected. But he's also a loving family man, and his mother is gravely ill and she needs medical attention but can't afford it. So this gangster decides that he is going to try and make the family rich, and to do this he is going to volunteer to be a hitman for a job that requires someone to take out an attorney. Now if this attorney is taken out, it's going to have repercussions, because a lot of people believe that if they take out the attorney, it's going to look bad for the family and it could destroy the family. So this main character has to decide whether or not it's worth the risk in order to help his mum, but at the same time he wants to stay loyal to the family. So he ends up doing the hit, and this is where he realises that there's going to be a lot of betrayal. So that's all I'm going to give him the synopsis. If you want to know more, please go out there and see this film for yourself. Now my thoughts on A Dirty Carnival. This is yet another fantastic gangster film from South Korea. I don't know what it is about South Koreans, but they really capture the essence of gangster life perfectly well, and I think they're a lot better than American gangster films. Now I've said in the past, the problems with American gangster films is that you've seen one, you've seen them all. They glamorise the lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that you want to be in. But in South Korea, they show you all the betrayal, they show you all the dirtiness, and it gives you an insight into these particular gangsters. These are not tough guys. These are guys that with real emotions, and South Korean cinema really brings that out, and that's what makes Dirty Carnival so good, is that the main character, although on one side he does very barbaric things, he's a very violent man, and that he is willing to take anybody out at any second, he's also a very loving family man. So he has that different side to him, and when he starts to look out for his family, you sense that this is a really good guy. And when he's doing these horrible things, he does have afterthoughts about it, so it's not like he's just a killing machine. This guy is real, and it actually shows you how bad the underworld is and how out of debt some people are, but they just have to keep doing it because they're obviously going to get to a lot of trouble if they refuse to do it. So I love the family dynamics to the film, not only with the main character's family, but also the family of the mafia. You care about these guys. These main character, his henchmen, are all very likeable because they're also painted as real. They have these hobbies outside the underworld. They like to sing, they like to party, but then all of a sudden they're doing all these horrible things. So in American gangster films, you don't see that quality in these people, but in this movie you do. And that's what makes it so good, is that you don't need action on the screen every second to actually really enjoy the film, because the action is few and far between. And for a film like this to work, you really have to have great characters, great script, and very good acting, and that's what A Dirty Carnival delivers. It's a very long film, but at no stage did I ever feel that it was dragging. I thought it was shocking in its violence. There's a little bit of comedy thrown in there that doesn't actually feel like it's forced. I thought the soundtrack was phenomenal, as is the case with a lot of South Korean films. I thought the soundtrack contributed to the emotion that it wanted. I thought the continuity was fantastic. As I said, the action sequences are very well done. The only problem I have with the action sequences is that there is one really memorable action scene involving a lot of baseball bats, and I thought the choreography to that scene was fantastic. But the problem is when you get other brawls and other big fight scenes, they feel a little bit repetitive, so it doesn't have the variety in them to make it separate from one another. And that's what the film The Raid did so well, The Raid 2. The reason why that worked so well is that each and every fight scene seemed new. It seemed like something you hadn't seen before. But in this film, it felt like the first memorable fight scene was the pinnacle of it. It was the one that set the standard, and unfortunately the rest of the fight scenes just don't live up to it, and it actually feels a little bit repetitive. But thankfully the movie doesn't rely on action, it relies on a solid character-based drama, and I thought it delivered really, really well. The acting was fantastic. The main character got to show a lot of emotion. I thought the supporting cast were very good. They felt like brothers. Then all of a sudden you've got the betrayal that's coming into it. So a lot of people are stabbing each other in the back, betraying each other, going behind, and saying things to get other people in trouble. And you sense that the family dynamics is unraveling, and that although they're doing these horrible things, you feel that they have regret doing it, which makes it even sadder. I also love the fact that there's a side story of the gangster's best friend from school, who's a filmmaker. He wants to make a gangster film, and I thought the comparison of fantasy and reality was really well done. It shows you that life does imitate art, and art imitates life, in that you've got one side a guy making a movie about these crimes, and on the other side it's reality. So it's not too far from reality and fiction, basically fantasy, make-believe stuff. stuff. So I thought the symbolism there was really well done. I thought that side story contributed a lot more than I thought it would. At start I thought it'd become a distraction, but it really does make you think about the violence we see on screen and how we kind of feel to ourselves that's the life we want, but when the reality hits, it's not as good. I mean, it's not a movie basically. These things are going to have grave consequences. Like the main character, when he does this horrible thing, he stabs someone, he's having nightmares about it and he's talking about the regret he has. And that's what makes them real, and that's what makes it so better, as I said, than films of the United States, the gangster films that glamorize the lifestyle. South Korean films, they show you what the lifestyle is. It's very dangerous. Even your friends could stab you in the back and betray you at any minute. So there's no safety, and it's just not a world that you want to be part of. So Dirty Carnival is a fantastic gangster film. As I said, the action sequences are a little bit repetitive, which brings it back a little bit. But having said that, as far as gangster movies are concerned, if you're a fan of this subgenre, then you definitely have to go and see it because it is fantastic and it does have a lot of raw emotion to it. So overall, for A Dirty Carnival, I'm going to give it 4 stars. It's coming highly recommended. Alright guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies and I'll see you later. Bye.